So it's safe to say that narcissists grow as human beings, like grow as adults, but they stop growing emotionally at a certain age. And if you're new here, I'm a narcissist. I have narcissistic personality disorder. And this is called arrested development, where people stop growing at a certain age emotionally due to some kind of trauma. They still grow physically and mentally they can become smart people, educated people, but emotionally they might have the emotional intelligence of like an 8-year-old or a 10-year-old or a teenager. So a lot of times when you're arguing with a narcissistic person or a toxic person, it might seem like you're arguing with a teenager or a kid. Where if you're arguing with a narcissist, sometimes it doesn't, you won't get to the basis of the argument. You won't get like to a conclusion. It becomes a finger pointing thing. Like, I know you are, but what am I? I know I did this, but what did you do? So arrested development is a real thing. And I always say that narcissists have limited emotional capacity. So there's not a lot of room emotionally for anybody else's emotions as well. So if you bring your feelings up to a narcissist, they are automatically shut down. Hope this helps. What is going on, beautiful people? Welcome to another episode of A Narcissist Explains. I am self-aware, diagnosed narcissist Lee Hammock, and I use my platform on social media to raise awareness for NPD, get more people into therapy like myself, and also validate the victims and survivors of said disorder. If this is your first time tuning into this series, it's dedicated to making my YouTube shorts and my TikToks longer. They are 60 seconds or less. This is going to be a lot longer than 60 seconds. So the TikTok you just watched was a short version of me responding to a woman named Elizabeth. She said, "So is it safe to say narcissistic people don't really grow as people?" Question mark. So, and that question is safe to say, but like there's subtle nuances to that question right there. It's not a simple, straightforward yes or no answer, because narcissists grow as people. So even before I was diagnosed, I was growing as a person. I was growing as a human being. Like, of course, you're going to grow. Most people are going to grow physically, because physically you're going to grow. Mentally is where it's going to come into play at, because you can grow as an adult. Like, you can go from young boy, young woman, young non-binary person to an adult. And that's different than emotional intelligence and maturity, because like when I tell a lot of times, like me, as a human, like the person you're probably dealing with that's a narcissist, they might be well educated, they might be well spoken, they might be, super extremely successful and highly touted and just whatever. They might be doing very, very good at life, but emotionally they could be stuck at a certain age, 7 years old, 8 years old, 12, 13. That's why a lot of times it seems like when you're talking to a narcissistic person, below the surface, beneath the surface, on a more personal level, it might seem like you're talking to a young person, like a teenager or something like that, because of arrested development. and if you don't know what arrested development is, it's when a person, not necessarily a narcissist, but a person in general, when they skip stages of emotional growth and development due to some type of trauma. Or just skip stage, having to grow up too fast sometimes. So a lot of times, in the youth, not only do we go through trauma, we're also forced to grow up faster than what we normally had to grow up. And sometimes they can occur because of different types of assault and things like that. You get SA'd when you're younger. You're gonna feel like an adult sometimes. You're gonna feel like you're gonna skip stages. You're gonna hide within yourself and things like that. So you have to grow up faster. If you are, an older brother or older sister, and your parents work during the daytime or something like that, you might not only play the role of brother and sister, you might have to play the role of parent temporarily too, while they're at work or they're somewhere else, or they're just despondent. Because sometimes a lot of people were raised by terrible, terrible narcissistic parents. So you were forced to grow up and learn how to do for yourself, forced to grow up and learn how to survive. Because like at its core, one of the core things I tell people about narcissists, it's a survival mechanism. It's a defense mechanism. We had to learn, like we as young people had to learn to defend ourselves at a very, very young age from different things to protect ourselves. And we also had to grow up faster. So, like I said, my thing is when my when my traumatic experience happened to me, one of them, I remember I was like 7, 8 years old. That's why I tell people all the time, I don't have any memories before I was 7 years old. I just don't. It seemed like, I know y'all would call me a robot sometimes. It seemed like I logged onto my system. My software started when I was 7 years old, 8 years old, around that time. Because I don't have any memories like when I was before that. I just don't. My twin brother does. He has memories. I just don't, y'all. I mean, I know people, You would hear me like, twin brother, is he a narcissist too? But my brother is not a narcissist, y'all. He's actually, I feel like I'm a good guy too, but he's a good guy. Is he an empath? No, he's not an empath. But I remember, like, when I couldn't protect myself from that trauma, I remember I remember shutting myself off completely emotionally. I can remember this as a child, as a kid. That's why I tell people, like, kids, when they growing up, is a very, very, is a very tough time in their lives, a very, very important time, because I remember emotionally shutting off because I couldn't protect myself from what happened to me. So I remember telling myself, nobody would ever be able to hurt me like that again. Nobody would ever be able to hurt me like that again. When somebody that you love and care for so much and that's supposed to protect you does harm to you in any way, whether it's physical or emotional or whatever, you want to protect yourself from that. So I'm just like, I'm going to protect myself for the rest. I'm protected. This will never happen to me again. And it hasn't happened. I emotionally shut out. I'm not going to respond. I'm not going to show people they hurt me. I'm not going to show people they make me happy, because I'm not going to give people the power over me. I felt like growing up, if people had control over my emotions, that they could control me, because that's how I felt. I felt like if I can control other people's emotions, if I could trigger them, I could control them. Because that's what you hear me say that all the time. If I can trigger you, I can control you. If they can trigger you, they can control you. And the opposite is true. If they cannot trigger you, they cannot control you mentally and physically. That's why I tell people all the time, when you're dealing with a narcissist, one of your greatest powers is your ability to not react. Not reacting to them, not engaging with them when it's not necessary. So many people ask me, how do I get past this person? You don't have to engage with people, y'all. Let them talk. Especially if they're raging out on you, let them talk. Why would you engage and go back and forth and argue to escalate it? Let them talk. They're just saying words. Yes, some of the words are going to be hurtful. Yeah, the words are going to be hurtful because they mean it in the moment. But just because a narcissist means it when they are saying it does not make it true. It just doesn't. I've said some of the most. I'll be spitting vitriol when I'm angry. Back in the day when I was angry, before I was diagnosed, I would say some of the meanest, most evil stuff on this planet, and I knew it wasn't true. But I would formulate it in a way that it would make it seem like it's believable. You mean? I'll formulate it in a way to make it seem like it's believable. So that's what I said. A lot of times, narcissists, we just do. We experience arrested development. A lot of us do. So sometimes it seems like, you might be arguing or you might be dealing with a child. You might be parenting this person as opposed to dating this person or married to this person. You know what I mean? So that's why a lot of stuff we just can't do. Like, it's like literally a defense mechanism. We've been harboring this stuff in for a very, very long time, for a very, very extended period of time. And I'm still, like, people ask me all the time, and I see people in my comment section, and I don't take. So I used to get on my nerves, but I'm not like, y'all. People like, because you're in therapy, because you're doing so well for yourself mentally. Would you say that you are, would you say that you are recovering or that you are healed? In the beginning of your videos, could you just say you're a recovering narcissist? No, I would not say that I'm a recovering narcissist, because other people might feel that way. I think my man Ben Taylor says he's a narcissist in recovery. The reason I don't say that, and this is no disrespect to Ben or Sarah Cruzan, a Cluster B milkshake. This is not any shade towards them. This is like Sarah doesn't say it though. Cluster B milkshake doesn't say it. I don't say I'm a narcissist in recovery, because I don't want to put it into your heads that narcissists can recover. Because if I say that to you, then you go talk to your person. You probably get giddy and get some extra glimmer of hope to go try to help a person that's abusing you. You don't. I can't have that on my conscience, y'all. Do narcissists have consciences? This one does. This one does. I don't want to be like, I watched Lee Hammock's video and he said he was a recovering narcissist. And I said, hey, baby, you're a narcissist, but you can recover. Look at this guy. And he beat me up. I don't want that on my conscience. I just don't want that, y'all. So, no, I'm not in recovery. I'm just a narcissist in therapy. Have I altered my behaviors to the point where I can live a somewhat normal life? Yes. Am I still a narcissist? Also, yes. It doesn't go away, and I'm fine with it. So many people, I get so many people in the comment section that want it to go. Y'all wanted it to go away more than I do. Like, you don't want to be cured, you don't want to be healed. I'm fine. I'm good. Trust me, I'm good. Do I get frustrated sometimes? Yes, but I'm good. Trust me, I'm working on it. I'm good. I'm still guarded. I'm still very, very protected because yes, people are going to ask me, did you experience arrested development? Yes, I experienced it. That's why I know where it came from. My therapist said it. You know what I mean? Because I tell her about the anger issues and my inability to have a rational argument and to come to a rational conclusion when I'm arguing and when I'm mad. And she said because of arrested development. You don't know how to argue. You don't know how to process your emotions and stuff like that because you stop emotionally growing at a certain age. It could have been 7. It could have been 8. But I'm working on it now. Am I ever gonna get healed? Yeah, no, I'm not gonna be healed, y'all. I'm fine, and I'm fine with that. I know y'all. So many people in the comment section y'all be rooting for me, but I'm thankful for y'all. I promise I'm thankful for you. But I'm good, y'all. I promise you. Don't worry about me. I'm good. Worry about y'all in your healing journey. Anyways, y'all. Hope y'all enjoyed this video. Like and subscribe for more. I truly appreciate every single one of y'all. You know what it is. Mental illness is out. Peace.